welcome, JBA fans. My name is JBA, and this is JBA Season 4 Finals. Probably going to be the last few times I'm going to be recording JBA games, but with this battle today, we're going to have, in our first round of the Hoenn Division playoffs, we do have Toulon filling in for Cleo, just because Cleo had personal issues. He had to drop out. Toulon was the next best replacement to take over for him for the wild card. He is going to be going against Dougal of the New York Pokemon Rangers. I think Toulon is 0-2 versus Dougal, and there's a pretty good reason why. Mainly because Dougal has a lot of scary threats in the Mega Gardevoir, Terrakion, and Zygarde, and he doesn't really have the best of answers to it. His Mega Gardevoir switch in is Jirachi, and if it gets whittled down by literally all the other threats that Dougie has, like say Incineroar does a lot of work to Jirachi, Terrakion. He doesn't really have a rock switch in outside of Jirachi. His fighting switch in is Golbat. He also needs Golbat to pseudo deal with the Zygarde as well. There's a lot of pressure on Toulon's defensive checks, so it's going to be very difficult to see him pull through. He could potentially pull through with like a sweeping Tapu Koko or Gyarados, but Dougie has a lot of bulk. Gyarados can't really break through Zygarde. Metagross is also kind of really annoying too, so it's really gonna be a very interesting battle to see whether or not he can actually overcome this. You just have all those threats in the Incineroar, Terrakion, Zygarde, Mega Gardevoir. I don't think it's just a very bad matchup to begin with, but that's not all we can do. We have on Toulon's side, we have Mega Gyarados, Tapu Koko, Jirachi, Golbat, Druddigon, and the Mismagius up against Terrakion, Zygarde, Incineroar, Metagross, Shaman, and Mega Gardevoir. So, without further ado, let's start the battle, shall we? We are going to go into the Druddigon against the Incineroar. That's going to get burned right off the bat, effectively neutering its damage. It doesn't get toxic, but it looks like a bulky Druddigon anyways. It is annoying that he does take that damage. Incineroar is going to take a lot of damage from the Rough Skin Rocky Helmet combination. As he does get his rocks up as well. No Defogger on Doogie's side, so those are going to stay up. He's going to send another Will-O-Wisp into the Shaman, or into the Jirachi, which will heavily neuter this Iron Head damage, allowing him to get that Wish off. Didn't look like it would have been a 2-hit KO anyway, but this is a very bulky Gardevoir with Wish. Slowly just whittling away with that burn damage here, and slowly getting rid of the Iron Head PP. It doesn't look like it's Scarf, probably some pseudo-bulky Jirachi. I wouldn't... yeah, that is, I mean, it is burned, but it is very low damage. It could be just a defensive Shaman as well. He's going to go for the Ice Punch. That's going to be 15% on a crit, so he's going to go for the Aromatherapy, heal that paralysis off his Incineroar, as the Jirachi is getting whittled down, and he does get a freeze, but unfortunately he thaws it right away as he goes through the Synthesis. Just going to be subject to just staying in and burning. I don't know why he's exactly staying, considering how this Jirachi is kind of switch into a bunch of things like Mega Gardevoir. I guess since it's bulky, it's not as much of a threat anymore. He is going to get the special defense drop on the Seed Flare, insinuating the Golbat switch in. He doesn't really have anything to hit this Golbat. He doesn't have a Psychic from the looks of it. Maybe just fishing for special defense drops. He's going to go for the Aromatherapy to break that Toxic. He only has 6 left, roughly. He does have the Super Fang. He's going to go into the Gardevoir here. Right into a Toxic. Probably going to switch back out to Shaman here. He's going to throw up a Wish first. He's probably going to use it to heal himself this turn, and then switch out into Shaman once again. Jirachi's basically taken, 84% damage from this burn, so lots of damage coming into that Jirachi. He's going to be slowly chipping away the Shaman, but it's really not going to be doing enough. He needs to flinch right here. He does. Ice Punch still won't kill. I think it'll be close, but it'll only do that 20%, which means he'll get up to full, and Jirachi will die to burn, and that's the first KO of the match. We're going to go into the Golbat now. Just going to go for the Super Fang. Negate that Synthesis. He does reveal the Psychic here. No special defense drop. It only does about 30% because it is a very bulky Shaman and it is not stab. He's going to heal with the natural here, go into the Zygarde. This is kind of that weird matchup I was exposing before with Zygarde v Golbat. It's he will have that Infiltrator to go through the substitute, so a little misplay on Dougie on that part by going for the substitute. The 1,000 arrows will ground him, but he will miss the Super Fang, even though it doesn't really matter because he has a substitute. It doesn't really matter, the substitute doesn't really matter because he'll just infiltrate right through it. He is going to go for the Roost on the 1,000 arrows now that he is officially weak to it. Just whittling it away with that Infiltrator Toxic. He's going to get another Roost up into the Metagross. Metagross does have that stab Psychic move to hit it with, so he's going to go into the Druddigon. It is going to be a physical Metagross, which means this Druddigon will get a little bit of extra chip with that Rock Skin Rocky Helmet. He's going to get a Glare Off into the Metagross. It looks to be a defensive Metagross in some capacity because that's not very much damage, but he does have the leftovers to recover a little bit from the Rough Skin Rocky Helmet. And now the Gyarados will come in. He'll switch into the Gardevoir. Will be at half health because of the rocks and the Toxic. He will set up a substitute, and that's kind of a huge misplay on Toulon because even if he can break through a Gardevoir here, Hyper Voice goes through that substitute. Without the +1, Gyarados isn't like overly strong. He might not break physical Mega Gardevoir. Physically defensive, presumably Mega Gardevoir. He is going to get the Willow off on the Golbat, of course can't be Toxic. He is going to straight up go down to the combination of Super Fang and Toxic. Didn't get to heal that off with the Aromatherapy. He will get to cure his Zygarde and Metagross from their status conditions with the Aromatherapy, as he's going to fish for another special defense drop with that Seed Flare. He doesn't really have many left. The Seed Flare PP is very limited, same with the Aromatherapy and Synthesis PP. I think Golbat would win the Stallfest here outside of its special defense drops. He is going to not get that either. It is quad resisted. He's fishing for a special defense drop so he can force it out with a Psychic. He's going to go for another Aromatherapy. I think he's very limited on the amount he has left, maybe 4 or 3 roughly. He's same with Synthesis, about 4 or 3 left. He's going to keep stalling out with that Golbat. That's basically Toulon's biggest threat here, this Golbat. He's going to switch into the Metagross now. I'm pretty sure he's revealed all 4 moves. He has the Roost, he has the presumably no, I think he's revealed Super Fang Toxic and Roost. I don't think he's revealed anything else. He's going to go for the Grass Knot into the Gyarados switch in, so nice prediction on Doogie's part, which means he doesn't really have the option to do anything else. He's going to go for the Waterfall, but Zygarde naturally outspeeds here, so even if he did go for something like the Substitute, he would die afterwards, but he doesn't have much time left. He's not set up, and here comes the Terrakion. That's going to take it out cleanly with a Stone Edge, and all he really has left is I don't know why he switched into the Golbat. I guess he has to whittle it down before sending in something like the Tapu Koko. He's going to fall, most likely a Scarfed Terrakion. Yeah, here we go with the Stone Edge. Gonna do some damage, gonna take it out with the Thunderbolt, but he might be in Bullet Punch range at this point. But he doesn't have it, so he's gonna go for the Zen Headbutt, taken out, not in Bullet Punch range, presumably. Not gonna miss a Zen Headbutt. And all we have left is the Mismagius. If it was Scarf Mismagius, here's the most interesting play of the match. I think Toulon has a chance to win. He sets up the Nasty Plot. It's not Scarf, which means he can switch up his moves. He's going to go for the Nasty Plot right here. If he has a Focus Sash or a Colbur Berry, I'm pretty sure he wins here because he could use like Mystical Fire or Shadow Ball, just take up the Shaman. It's not that high a health right now. And the Incineroar probably dies to a Dazzling Gleam or Pin Power Fighting, whatever have you. Basically, if he lives this Darkest Lariat, Toulon will take the title here. It all comes down to whether or not this Mismagius has an item to live the Darkest Lariat from this Incineroar. If he does, I think Toulon takes it. If he doesn't, Doogie will kill it right here and end with that 2-0 victory. But we'll continue to see. That's going to do 100%, no Focus Sash, no Colbur Berry, and this Mismagius will go down, crowning Dougie the winner of the Hoenn Division, I think. Hoenn Division quarterfinals. He'll move up to play L5, of course, taking the bye for the Hoenn Division. and he'll play for the semifinals against L5. The winner will move on to the finals and play whoever wins the Alola division. That's going to be it for me. My name is JBA Teams, signing out, and I'll see you next time for the second quarterfinals with the Alola division. See ya.